That Sober Guy podcast contains adult content, merciless truth, and emotional nudity. Listener discretion is advised.
Yo, what's up? Thank you for tuning in today. Thanks to Humans for bringing us in. Let's just sing it a little bit. Whew. I'm so high. Just kidding. I always have to say it. I'm kidding. I'm not high.
Yeah,
but I like that part. What's up, Seth?
What's cracking?
Got
It's
Seth
good to
Manter.
be back on the
Man,
mic.
for real. You got your shades on right now. We'll talk about why that is in just a minute. But thanks for tuning in today. Thanks for supporting the show. I'm Shane Raymer. You're listening to That Sober Guy podcast, and we help people stay sober. We talk about drugs, alcohol, recovery, all kinds of fun stuff. We like to have a good time and have some good content for you. So we hope you're enjoying it. If this is your first time listening to the show, welcome. We're glad you're here, and we're glad you're checking it out. And obviously, if you're here, either probably you or a loved one potentially struggles with addiction or alcoholism or something like that. So we like to try to normalize it a little bit and know that you're not a fucking weirdo, and neither is your family member that you love. You're just normal, and we're just trying to get through life, man. Just trying to get through it all. So welcome. I already let the cat out of the bag. Our guest today is Seth Manter. He likes to shave his balls and long walks through the woods and wears sunglasses while he's recording.
I wear my sunglasses at night so no one can see my eyes. I wear my sunglasses at night.
Did you just make that up, or is that a real
Hell
song?
no, that's a real song. I think.
Who sings it?
I want to say UB40 sang that shit back
Really?
in the days. Yeah.
I like some UB40.
Yeah.
What was the other song they sung? UB40. Not Red Wine, was it? No.
Yeah.
Was it Red Wine?
Yeah.
Red Wine. They wore the, they looked like Color Me Bad, but they were before Color Me Bad, I think, kind of that silk shirts, all super 80s, 90s. No, I guess that was 90s, huh?
Yeah.
So Jess is just telling me, dude, I'm coming home in like 20 minutes. She wanted me to install a fan tonight, which I pawned off on Seth. So Seth came over and installed the damn fan. I'm going to tell Jess I installed it, so don't tell anybody.
Yeah, for sure. A little bit of I'll let you take full credit on that. Yes. But getting back to the sunglasses, so I rolled over here.
Yeah.
Like my dumbass, rolled over here with sunglasses. I'm blind as fuck. And the sunglasses are prescription. Rolled over here, thought I'd have the fan up and be done with the podcast before the fucking sunset. So I think we had like a 2-hour window to be able to do all of that. And here I am. But I like it, man. I actually been rolling with the sunglasses all the time, bro. Like, not to look cool. It's just, I don't know, man. I feel more comfortable with sunglasses on.
If Eazy-E was white, that's who you would look like right now.
Hell yeah. I'd take that.
The Lokes on. Hell yeah. I dig it, man. Hey, you got to see, right? You got to
be able to see. Got to be able to see for sure.
So Jess says, Kenny and Christina are catching a flight at 11 a.m. I'm coming home in 20 minutes.
So we better hurry the fuck up.
No, she's just going to have to come in, and I'm just warning our listeners out there that 20 to 30 minutes into this, you may hear a gaggle of children and wifey, the Jess, who hasn't been on the podcast in a while, who's actually starting her own podcast here soon, Honest Moms, where they're going to talk about being a mother, being a wife, being a woman. What does that look like? I don't know, because I don't have a vagina. But I know that it's pretty fucking amazing, the shit that those ladies do with the kids and all that. So they're going to talk about all that. They're going to do their, what it's like, all that kind of crap. So it's kind of cool. But I got to have her back on to talk some shit too. Anyway, she's coming home. She's going to interrupt us at some point, and we're going to have some fun with it, hopefully. Maybe we can make fun of the kids or make them cry. Does that sound cool?
I wonder how much
not cool
blue food dye Cash has over his all over his face. When he left, we went to the got to stop at the ice cream truck, or the ice cream truck went by, and we all ran out, and they were getting in the car, and he was eating. I think he got the Sonic the Hedgehog ice cream, bro.
He did.
He had more blue dye on his fucking face than what was on that ice cream cone. So it'd be interesting to see what they had for dinner or what they had at the party tonight.
Totally, probably cupcakes and. By the way, I'm glad you brought that up. So let's give a little love to the homie Phil, who's leaving to Texas pretty soon. Phil, love you, buddy, and good luck out there, man.
Yeah,
it's hot.
Enjoy Texas.
I love that you can carry a weapon out there and not be accosted. I guess you could still be accosted, but hey, I just had an idea. Let's just call Jess right now. We're calling her, guys. Let's see. I don't think you can hear it ringing. Calling mobile. She doesn't know that she's going to be on the podcast.
I can't wait for this response.
This is going to be great. Why isn't it ringing? Oh, dude, I didn't have the volume up. There we go. What's going on, dude? It's not ringing right now. Okay, hold on a second here.
What do you want, Shane?
Oh, that's why. There we go.
Hi, you've reached Jessica with Bloom Hair Studio.
Okay, hold on. Let's try one more time. Okay, there we go. Okay, get ready, everybody. The Jess is coming on the podcast. But the best thing is she doesn't know it.
He knows I'm driving right now. Why is he calling me?
My God, it's just unbelievable. Just fucking text me. Just text me. Why are you calling?
Yeah. Just send me a text.
Hi, you've reached Jessica with Bloom Hair
Let's leave
Studio.
her a message.
If you're calling to make an appointment, please leave your name, your number, and the time and date of the day that you wish to book. I'm in the salon on Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays, and I'll get back to you at my earliest convenience.
Damn,
Thank
she
you for
sounds
calling,
so hot.
and have a great day.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Yes. This is Shirley, and I'm looking to get my extensions redone. I'd also like to have a magenta highlight.
Shirley, I told you I'm not paying for that shit anymore.
God damn it, Mom. I'm just trying to get an appointment for a consultation.
You're so hot. Okay. That was like we were 12 again.
Yeah, the prank calling skills
they're a little bit different these days.
Dude, they're rusty, and I almost think that they've left the body.
I think they may have.
So
I don't know.
Yeah.
Big Cliff might have to come out later, and we'll see about that. Oh yeah. What the hell are we doing right now, Seth?
Yeah, I don't know.
Fucking
I don't know.
losers.
That's dude. It's all in good fun for sure, right? And
it is.
so I'm going back to the Shirley. So back in the days, we used to prank call, a multitude of places, and we would act like we were women. But we were like 12 or 13. We didn't have, kind of the more deep voices or whatever, the scraggly, the rough voices, like men. We didn't sound like men.
We sounded like
we were able to pull it off, and we
12-year-olds.
were actually able to sound like women. So I wasn't trying to, I was just trying to sound like a woman, I guess.
Yeah, fuck that. Let's do it again. Let me try this time. This is one of our old
here we go.
schools.
Okay. Here we go.
This is an old school. I probably have to beep the name out when it comes in. I'll do that in post. Let's see if he answers. Or I think maybe Big Cliff's going to come in on this one. Oh, come on. They can't be closed. It's 10 o'clock.
Like, dude, this was back. We were doing this back in the day when you had like 3 or 4 corded phones.
Oh, yeah.
In the house.
This was before Jerky Boys even came out. They came out when like a couple years later, and we're like, dude, why didn't we record our
this?
Shit?
Yeah.
I think we tried to at one point, but it didn't work. All right. Apparently, that is not going to work.
448-7711.
Was that it?
Or 447-0711. That's another. It's amazing that I still remember these phone
so
numbers.
Awesome,
right?
like 30 years later or 25.
7-Eleven.
Hey, what's up, man? This is Big Cliff. I don't know if you remember, I was up in there just a couple of nights ago, and I picked up some of that non-alcoholic beer, but man, when I got home, I started drinking it, and I think maybe somebody put something in it because, dude, I started feeling crazy. And then I woke up the next morning, and my homeboy, Lil Booby, he had all these pictures of me doing some crazy-ass shit, man. And so I'm just wondering, like, did maybe one of y'all or maybe somebody switch the bottles out or something? Because I don't even be drinking anymore, but I just felt highly intoxicated, man. Hello?
Yeah. Strike
That's
one.
that. I think I forgot to put *67 too, so he probably got my phone number.
He's gonna call you back.
Oh man, dude.
Did you try? Which one was that? Was that 448-7711 or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 447-0711. Try that one out.
Wait, that one, the one that I just did was 447-0711.
All right, 448-7711.
Which one is this one?
So that one we just called, dude, I think that's the one over here on Orchard.
Okay, one more time. What is it again? 448
77.
I mean, I'm gonna have to edit all this shit out. I just thought about
11.
I didn't do the fucking sponsor. I didn't do anything yet.
We'd start off.
We probably should, dude. Let's start over.
Right.
Should we start over or fuck that?
Yeah, we could start over.
That was kind of funny though.
I
but
think it's
kind of
fucking
retarded.
hilarious.
And is anyone going to sue me for saying retarded right now? I said it. Doesn't mean anything. It's just a word. Okay, let's try it. You go this time. I promise we're going to talk about recovery soon. Or being sober. And not morons. But you got to be a moron sometimes. It's fun. Try it. Try to just not give a fuck. It's kind of funny. Is anyone going to answer this shit or what?
Dude, they're probably restocking the hot dogs on the rollers.
The tornadoes?
Yeah, the tornadoes.
Hello, 7-Eleven.
Hey, baby.
It doesn't work anymore, does it?
It doesn't. The women's voice does not work.
Dude. Oh, man, dude. So
my how the times have changed, dude. They're like prank calling is
well, here's the funny thing, too. Yeah, it's totally different now,
it's
right?
a dinosaur, dude. You know what I mean? Like
the best thing is, though, is that when we used to do this back in the day, we had these dudes calling back Seth's house. And so they would leave messages on Seth's mom and dad's answering machine. Well, back in the day when we had answering machines, right? So they would come home, and what did the message sound like at one point? I know they left some dirty ones too.
Yeah,
we were talking dirty.
They left some really dirty ones, and my mom and dad, they were like, "What the fuck is going on? What are you guys doing?" And
what's
we're just
wrong
over
with
here,
you guys?
like being innocent kid. Well,
we weren't very
being,
innocent.
We weren't being innocent. We were just being kids, dude, like having a good time. But we didn't think twice. Like, oh yeah, here's my number.
So finding the right treatment for addiction and mental health illness can be tough. That's why Sober Guys continue to partner with Foundations Recovery Network. Foundation stays true to their mission. They hold high ethical standards while providing treatment in a nationwide network of residential and outpatient programs all across the country. So like I said last week, wherever you're at in the country, chances are Foundations are going to have a treatment center nearby that you can check out. So here's how you can ask some questions, get some information. You can go to foundationshelp.com/soberguy. That's foundationshelp.com/soberguy. Or you can call 833-81-SOBER. It's 833-81-SOBER. You can talk with an admissions coordinator about treatment options. They can answer any questions for you or your loved one. Once again, 833-81-SOBER. Much love to Foundations. And we appreciate you guys. So what's up, Seth Manter? Nice to have you on the show. Are we gonna get to chat now?
Yeah, what's cracking? Nah, man, it's definitely good to be back. It's been a while. You know, I always have a fucking great time doing the podcast. You know, it's always a good time. I don't think I've been on since I kind of signed off after doing a couple of the solo shows, dude. So, you know, this is going to be, it's already fun. Like, you know, just sitting back and fucking shooting the shit, like doing the calls, testing, seeing the new equipment work. Like that's super legit. Yeah.
I'm such a dork.
Yeah, no, that's super cool, but it's rad to be back, dude.
Yeah, dude. It is, dude. It's good to have you back. And there was a lot of people that missed you. You know, I got some emails and stuff like, hey, where's Seth? Where's Seth? You know, and Seth's taking a little break right now. You know what I mean? Like you've been through a lot in the last couple of months, bro. And I just want to tell you, I love you. Oh, and Jess just texted me and said, okay, I'm on my way home and Cash has a black eye. How the hell did he get a black eye? Anyways, we'll address that.
Hopefully you don't have CPS knocking at your door on Monday morning. Man. Jesus Christ.
Gosh, that's scary. Probably fell in the pool or something. But yeah, dude, I missed having you on the show. It's been a while. I don't even know when. I guess I could look, but it's been a couple months for sure. And like I was saying, you've had a lot going on in the last couple months. So fill us in, man. What's been going on?
Yeah, for sure. So, you know, I'll just kind of go back to the last show I did, man. You so kindly asked me to come on and be a part of the show, dude, and be a guest and start a show on Tuesdays, dude. And that shit was fucking rad. Like I really enjoyed it, man. I got to talk to some really cool people. Had a good time, dude. But what I found when I was doing the podcast, dude, because it's a lot of work, bro. Like, and I see that, looking back now, you know, like I started to get obsessed, you know, a lot with the post and the pre-production shit.
Yeah.
You know, and I found that a lot of that was kind of taken away from, just my program, my well-being.
Yeah.
And you know, I took a step back and kind of looked at, you know, like I was putting some other shit off to the side, right? To you know, horrible fucking time management for sure. You know, and I realized that, dude. And, yeah, so I kind of had to sign off. I think that was titled something about the, you know, the emotional
weeds.
Yeah, pulling my emotional weeds, man. And it's
that was a good episode too. I can go back and find it.
Yeah, I enjoyed doing it. It was, I don't know, it was two something for sure. Yeah. But yeah, so I just kind of talked about, like, you know, that
episode 227.
220
pulling emotional weeds. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so I, you know, obviously kind of took a step away, you know, to get my head straight, right, and to get back onto the path that I was on before I started doing the podcast. And even in the early episodes, I was still kind of on that path. But I found that there was a lot of I was kind of an emotional wreck for sure. You know, and then dealing with my mom's got super sick, you know, and I, you know, like this is something that's super recent, you know what I mean? Like she battled ovarian cancer for 3 or 4 years, right? And she lost her life to her fight with cancer back in April. You know, and you did that awesome dedication, dude. So yeah, I've had a little bit of shit going on for sure.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, fuck,
just
dude. Just a little bit. But you know, it's good to be back. I'm super pumped, dude. Kind of talk about, you know, I don't know what the fuck. What are we going to talk about?
I don't know, and I think that's kind of the beauty of this. You know, we say podcasting, or we're going to record, or we're going to talk. I look at this shit as art, bro. I feel like the art of the conversation is lost a lot today with social media, and I'm guilty of it myself too. So don't get me wrong, but between social media and constantly being on the go, constantly being, you know, wearing these different hats and shit, you know, worker guy, father, husband, son, friend, all that shit. We don't get to take the time a lot just to like have conversations. And so that, I think the more that I do this, the more I've realized like how important that is. And that's why I love doing this shit. And that's why a lot of the time, most of the podcasts that I do, I'll have some general questions for, especially if it's a guest that I don't know, like I'll have a outline of it, but I don't really want to, it's not a Q&A session. You know what I'm saying? And there's this art to it of a conversation. So I'm taking up too much time trying to explain this, but what I'm saying is that I don't really know. And I love that in the same aspect that we can just sit here and just shoot the shit and something's going to come up and we're going to talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that natural conversation, dude, the real connections that you get from a natural conversation are probably, looking at them now, dude, are our biggest, asset, our biggest prize, right? And that's kind of just, that's when shit is, when you're candid and you're and just shooting the shit. That's when stuff's real, man. And there's emotion behind that shit. I think, having some printed up set of questions, it could be kind of mundane for sure, right?
Yeah.
So just being able to fucking hang out, kind of talk about what's going on, in life, and just to maybe like pull a little bit of normalcy, especially for the newcomer out there, man. Like, people deal with this shit on a daily basis, dude. And, one thing that I always said and kind of attested to and had some pride in, like, man, I'm just a fucking regular dude, bro, that's working through life.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think that, just kind of going off the cusp for sure is
well, it's fun.
Yeah, and it's a lot fun. It's a lot more fun that way for sure.
And I don't know if they'll make them in this cut just in case that they do or they don't. I'll just say that now. Haven't decided yet, but just even doing like the prank calls, the stupid prank calls that we did earlier, like, yeah, they're stupid, but at the same time, they're fun for us. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care because they're fun. Like, and then we learned something too. Like, man, that was like 20. So let's see. I'm 30. I'm almost 38. You're 38, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when we did those, we were 12. That was 26 years ago.
26 years ago, and
we used to do that shit.
We used to prank call, and it's so funny, dude. Like, I was telling Mel on my way, before I came over here, because we were talking about doing some prank calls and shit, and I was like, fuck, dude. Like, I don't think I still have it anymore. And clearly, it's either I don't have it anymore, and I know I don't, or it's just like people that get prank calls have like caught onto that.
Yeah, they have to know.
If it's not so someone old that they know that they're expecting to call, like, they're gonna fucking hang up. And obviously, like, I would do that same shit.
Yeah,
is if someone called me and was like, tried to prank call me.
Well, the phone is such a different thing today than it was 26 years ago, or even 20 years ago, or even 15 years ago. Like, the phone, it's all about text now, or email, or social media. Like, not a lot of people really call. I feel like it's totally different than back then. Right. All it was a phone call. That's all you did. So the phone call was like so normal back then. And prank calling, and I'm literally thinking about this and learning it, and as I talk it out now,
you're absolutely right.
I've never thought about it like that.
Well, and dude, it's like you talk to so many people, like, oh, guess who I talked to today, or whatever, like, hey, I had a conversation with, Jess, and we were talking about this, that, or the other thing. And it's like, oh yeah. So how long did you talk to her for? Oh, well, I just sent her a text message. Like, we were talking through text message. You know what I mean? It's so crazy. Like that, even that, somewhat connection that you get with another human being, just talking to them on the phone, like, you get their emotions and all this other shit. Like, it's all lost nowadays, dude, because it is. Totally. You're right. It's the text messaging and the social media. Let alone, like, you don't go over to your neighbor's house or your friend's house anymore and sit on the couch and have a conversation and have a cup of tea. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like the beauty of this podcast, man. Yeah. Like we get to do that shit and put it out there. So I think that, going back to the, having an outline and all that other shit, the real conversation is where it's at.
Well, how about what happens when someone knocks on your door and you didn't invite anybody over?
Bro, I won't even.
Fuck is that? What the fuck is at my door right now?
Yeah. Yeah, like you feel violated. Like, why are you coming at my door, knocking at my door?
Who said you could come knock on my porch? That is my little area of land.
Yeah.
I own this. Don't come here unless you call me.
Yeah.
That wasn't like that back in the day.
Nah.
The fucking neighbors came over. Here, I brought you some pie. Here you go.
Yeah, we have gotten, as
isolated.
humans, we've gotten so possessive that's caused us to fucking isolate ourselves. You know what I mean? Like even going back to the phone, dude. Like if I don't recognize the number, I won't even pick that shit up. You know what I mean? You could leave me a message if it's worth it. You know what I mean? And I think it's kind of funny just that, you know, like the whole human to human interaction, man, has completely changed with the technology that's out there. And
I hate talking on the phone personally. It's not one of my favorite things to do. Now I do it when I have to, but if I don't have to, I'll text.
Yeah.
So I'm just as guilty of it as we've adapted into this, you know, just a new way of living, I guess, with technology and what we can and can't do anymore.
Yeah. So I'm that asshole that will fucking call you first
and then text.
And then text you. Like I won't even, like, I'll even call you, leave a message, and then I'll text you like, hey, motherfucker, I know you got your phone on you, right? Like, pick it up, because, you know, I'm still kind of in those ways, man.
I want to go back to getting a pager.
Dude.
And then I can just use somebody else's phone. Hey, can I use your phone? Someone just page me.
Go into the 7-Eleven. Hey, let me get that phone.
Have you ever been into like a public place and then, okay, and be honest about this, and I'll tell you I'm honest because I've done it before. You're in a public place, right? Okay, your phone rings. And you look at it and you go, yeah, I don't really want to talk to that person right now. And so maybe you send it to voicemail or whatever, right? And you put it back in your pocket. And then have you ever looked around to see if maybe they're there and they can see you? And they're like, I just saw you. You saw that I was calling, but you sent me to voicemail. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. Sorry. It's never happened though. The person's never been there, but they could be.
I don't know if that's ever happened. I've had multiple times where it's like, I'll get a phone call, they'll leave a message, dude, and some point in the day, like I'll butt dial them. And there's been a couple times that I was like, yeah, I didn't really want to talk to that motherfucker right now. Right. And you know, obviously I get called on my shit. Like, damn, bro, like that was a little harsh. And, you know, looking back at it, you know, it is like, who knows, man?
You said that?
I said like I butt dialed and they heard it, or, you know, like someone will ask me, oh, who was that they called? Oh, it was fucking, I don't know, Dick, and I didn't want to talk to him right now. You know what I mean? Like, fuck him.
I'm always scared I'm going to butt dial someone while I'm taking a dump, dude, and they're going to hear it. Maybe it's like my you know, kid's teacher. Not that why would it be my kid's teacher? I don't have my kid's teacher's number in my phone. I don't know why I fucking just said that. Maybe it was someone embarrassing. Who's in my phone that would be embarrassing if I took a dump?
The proctologist, maybe. Actually, that might be legit. He would diagnose.
He might say, by the tone of your fart, by the tone of the way the shit fell out of your ass, I think there might be an issue. You might need to come in. We might need to probe around a little bit because that didn't sound very fluent. Yeah, have you been eating your vegetables?
What does that do to the soul when the proctologist tells you they need to probe?
Oh God,
quote unquote probe around.
Oh my God, dude! I just dread.
Are you quick to go into that?
You know, I've been avoiding it, and I hear that it's when you get into your 40s and into your 50s. I think.
It's a normal checkup?
It's a normal checkup. It is at some point into your 40s or 50s, I think. And I could be wrong on that, but I know it's not in your 30s to my knowledge. So I still got a couple of years. But like, what does that look like? What is it? I don't even
care what it looks like. Like, what does that feel like?
Well, that's kind of what I meant by what does it look like. But the whole process, like, what does that
Yeah, I'm here to get my ass probed.
Hey, doc, how you doing? I'm doing good. I'm just going to stick my finger in your ass and move it around a little bit.
Yeah,
no big deal.
I mean, is this a doctor that you shake his hand? Like
afterwards?
Yeah, or even before. Hey, I'm Seth. You know, like when you do the introduction, like, Dr. Asshole, like I'm Seth. I'm happy to be here to
have you finger bang my butthole.
Right, I mean, because I've shook a doctor's hand a couple times before, like, but
yeah. See, that's when
what if he sticks it out?
That's when I want to wear my shirt that says I shaved my balls for this, right when I walk into the doctor's office and he's going to probe my butt. What if he took it out and smelled it? What would you do? Like smell, just like a quick smell. It was really brief. Like he kind of did it like he kind of looked to the side. Kind of looked to the side a little bit just to like maybe not think that you would notice.
I don't know. Or is that
would you call him out?
Is that or could that be part of the exam? Is that like a
well, see, that could be a defense of his if you called him out on it. Did you just smell my finger? Well, yeah, Mr. Raymer, I smelled the finger, but it's part of the examination. I need to see if there's like a smaller scent here. If it's more of a mild kind of salsa smell, it's going to be something that, it's not that big of a deal. If it comes up more on a higher scale, something more like sour cheese, something along those lines. Okay, I took it too far there, but you know what I'm saying. I would definitely. What are you doing
eating sour cheese?
I don't eat sour cheese. I eat a lot of cheese, though. I like cheese.
I mean, I guess blue cheese could be considered sour cheese because it's
I like cheese
and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm not planning on having any proctology exams anytime soon though. So that about sums that up.
I don't know, man. I think with the prostate cancer out there, dude. I think it's probably.
I know
it's important that as men, right? I think that it's I not that I'm excited to do it, but.
You don't have it on your calendar?
No, it's not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be very stoked about it either.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I didn't mention real quick, and I'd like to do this if you don't mind, is we got a live show coming up next week at the Hollywood Improv. It's June 23rd. Let's see, Skylar Stone will be there, Matt McCarthy, a couple of other guests to be announced. Tickets are $10. So if you're in the Los Angeles area and you'd like to come out and see a live podcast, talk some recovery, shoot the shit a little bit, have some laughs, have some fun, come out, come hang out with us, have a good time. If you go to improv.com/Hollywood, you can get tickets there. They're $10. Also, if you're already on that soberguy.com, you just click on live shows and you can get that there. And there will be no live proctology exams, I promise, or any talk of that.
Yeah, I think, man, if you have the opportunity to go check that out, like go check that shit.
Check it.
I think that just like we're kind of shooting this shit here, man. That's the biggest thing. Like you always got to have a good time. Make sure that there's a way to, laugh and enjoy enjoy this fucking existence that we're in, dude. Because
it's short.
It's short. It's fucking short. But and that's what just. Maybe making a connection there, like you might meet someone that you wouldn't meet anywhere else. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, right? I love it, man.
I know.
Because we're going to die one day anyways, right?
Yeah.
That was what we talked about earlier. We go, what's it all for? We're just going to die. I mean, that's not the most positive thing to talk about. Not trying to bring us down, but, point being is how do you make that a positive? You make it a positive by waking up every day and going, holy shit, this life's short. So I'm going to live today, not to sound cliche, but in all seriousness, like it was my last day. Imagine if you lived every day like that. Imagine if that day, which I think a lot of us try to do that. I know I certainly try to do that. Do I do it every day? No, but I at least kind of have that thought in the back of my mind, and that helps pull me out of some shitty times sometimes. Like, well, wait, it ain't really that big of a deal, But that mindset of gratitude, appreciation, bro, it goes a long way.
Yeah.
It goes a long way.
For sure, man. And, like I said earlier, man, like I've never really been touched by death until I lost my mom, and this is a huge like eye opener for me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
This life, you know what I mean, could be stripped from me at any point in time. Like, so how do I want to be? How do I want to be in this life? How do I want to be in this existence, man? And that's kind of where I've been rolling lately is, not so much what do I want to be remembered for, but how do I want to make the most out of this? Who do I want to be? So that's been actually really, really fucking cool, man. Like,
yeah.
I just I've been trying to just be this person of love. Like, I just want to fucking love everything. And you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure this is going to change. Like, it's just like you always say, man, it's just a season. But I just want to be kind of the best person that I could be.
Yeah.
And,
live it to the fullest, huh?
live it. Yeah. And you know what I mean? And
well, I think your mom lived it to the fullest too. I just want to say that real quick because her and Jay just, bro, they crushed it. You know what I mean? Like, they lived it to the fullest, especially your mom, you know, like she got after it. You know what I'm saying? She was a great example of that, I guess is what I'm saying, bro. Like,
yeah,
I think about that a lot.
I definitely think that for my mom, like, there was, you know, like, she had no regrets. Like, I don't think there was anything that she would have wished that she would have done. You know what I mean? And she was kind of the live by the seat of your pants and just, you know, she was a doer for sure.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. She, you know, they traveled and fucking, you know, she was into yoga. She's super. I always called her the super yogi. I don't even know what a super yogi is, but
yeah.
Just, you know, obviously, man, like, she was my mom. So of course I'm going to say that she was an amazing woman. But she always told me, you know, like, love is the medicine to anything. You know what I mean? If you just fill yourself with love and give that love, you know, you will be okay. And, you know, I think that's something that Jay talked about. You know what I mean? Like, he loved her and she went out and gave her love, you know, 10 times more.
Yeah.
And it was something kind of to that effect, dude. So that's kind of
multiply. He talked about multiplying.
Yeah, multiplying the love. And yeah, so that's kind of, you know, where I see it, just because we don't know what the fuck's gonna happen tomorrow or, you know, 4 or 5 years, you know what I mean? And how do you, not, like I said, not how do you want to be remembered, but how do you want to live? Like, how do you want to live that life?
Hell yeah. I love too that, like, with the love thing, you know, I know there's certain people that have issues in recovery, especially in the programs too, with God, right? So the way I heard it, and even you reminded me of this by just talking about that, is, you know, God doesn't have to have a face for you. It doesn't have to have a persona, a skin color, you know, who knows if he has, who knows what it is. You know what I'm saying? Just if God is love, then that it should be enough to, you know, use that, I guess, to your advantage, and not only to your own advantage, but to your advantage by being able to give it back to. And I think at the end of the day, and I don't know if that really makes sense. I'm not sure I articulated that from what I'm actually wanted to say, but I guess at the end, everybody wants to be loved. Yep. And everybody wants to be able to love as a human being. At least I feel like that. And as long as I'm giving that back and I feel like I'm getting some love, dude, like, shit's pretty decent. You know what I mean? Like, it makes the day a little bit easier. You know, we're blessed for that, for sure.
Well, yeah, and I think too, man, if you're struggling with the word love, like, oh, what do you mean? I got to go give fucking hugs and kisses? No, you don't. Like, the way I see it, man, I always tell myself, dude, just be nice.
Yeah. Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Like, and that's not saying that I can't laugh at shit. I can't, you know, I guess kind of poke fun at stuff or scenarios or people or whatever. But at every opportunity, man, that I can, like, just be nice. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I see the word love. I find a little bit more nostalgia, you know, when I say love, or I don't know. I think
I'm not a smart man.
I'm not,
but I know what love is.
Oh yeah, one of the best movies of all times.
I saw Phil did a tattoo of Forrest Gump. I follow him on Instagram, and dope ass tattoo, bro. Too. It was of Forrest Gump with the big ass beard, and he had his Bubba Gump hat on. And the first thing I thought when I saw it, and I put the comment, I I think I ruined your roommate's bathrobe. So funny, bro. That's one of the best movies of all time.
Bro, there's
really
so
is.
many lines that came from that movie.
And there's a lot of love in that movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Forrest was a lover for
he
sure.
He was a lover. He could dance. I'm going to have to watch it now. Oh, man. What else is up, bro? What else? I feel like we haven't got to chat in a while. We got some backpacking trips coming up. Kind of, sort of. They're kind of on the schedule.
What's
They're
going
not.
on with the backpacking trips?
All of our homies who are usually on the agenda are going to Alaska at the end of the month. So we had 2 issues with that, actually. So number one was, and if you're not from California, you wouldn't know this, but we had so much snow out here this winter. That up in the Sierras, most of it is melted off by now, and you can get to a lot of the lakes out there. And there was so much snow that you can't get to a lot of them like we did 2 years ago?
2 years ago where there's
Dude, that shit was gnarly. We went up to Paradise Lake and we hiked through about, it's almost 8 miles, and probably a good 5 of it was all through snow, and it was gnarly.
Yeah, and there was a couple parts, dude, that it was, we were still, when we went back this year, bro, it was like, God damn, I didn't realize those trees were so big, right? These snow bluffs were just huge. Obviously I'm down to fucking go do that shit again, but it most definitely was hard. And then I thought too, once we got to Paradise Lake, like it was just beautiful. You had all the snow melting. There was waterfalls all over the place.
Nice. That's kind of your zone, dude. That's like your, and it's definitely a part for me too. But like, I feel like even when we went on that first trip, I don't remember exactly what you said, but I remember it wasn't even more of a saying something. There was a certain feeling that I got when we talked and stuff too. And I could see you kind of off and, in like your own kind of space or whatever. And that feeling of nature and being out in the middle of nowhere where there's nobody, dude, except mountains and lakes and trees. I think there's a lot of primitive shit that comes up in us as people, you know what I'm saying? And you can't really access that if you're in the day-to-day grind all the time. And I think that's why for me, like I love backpacking so much, because you can get out there and just get a little piece of that, I miss it right now.
Yeah, for sure. And that's, man, being outdoors, nature aside, that setting aside, for me, being outdoors, that's where I connect with my higher power.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Just straight up being outside. Now, when you take me out and you put me in that setting, I feel like I have kind of like an out of body experience, that I'm in my, I'm just going to call it like I'm in heaven.
Yeah.
When I go to these places that are just, kind of remote, there's not much going on other than, like natural shit, like,
I took a natural shit.
I took a couple too. And that was, the first time that I, all natural, right? Like, no toilet or anything. But that was the moment that I was like, and I think, I don't know if it was with you or Josh, dude, and we were standing there and we were getting ready to cross this marsh, or we had just crossed this marsh of fucking 1,000,002 mosquitoes. And they were on us, bro. And it was just like, I turned to Josh and I was like, man, this is a true sign that we are not in control. And that's when it was like, this is my element. But yeah, dude, the outdoors for me, like even at work, bro, like I would rather be working outside because I feel connected to my higher power when I'm outside. You know what I mean?
We got to do a sober backpacking trip, bro. And just like get a group of, I don't know how we would do something like that. I know that was something you were interested in. And I think we kind of talked a little bit about it, like some sort of retreat or backpacking or something like that. I know there's some folks out there. I think Paul Churchill did something. I don't know if he did a hike, and I think Larry did too. There's a few dudes who've done some shit like that. Maybe we can kind of get a little little knowledge from those dudes how they set it up or something.
Yeah. I mean, just throwing it out there right now too. You know what I mean? If you're kind enough to still be listening to this podcast, right? Because we
after
got
the
kind of
beginning of it, geez, man, we really
got off to kind of a rough start. And man, I don't know, fun. You know, to the listeners that listen to me and you, like our shows are usually like this, right? Just fucking shooting the shit, having a good time.
I think people enjoy that a lot of the time. I mean, not for everybody, but you know, it's real. This is what you get.
But I think what I was gonna say, I think we just throw it out there, man. If you're in Northern California, even if you're not, and you're down to fly out here and fucking do a little trip with us, like hit Shane up, hit us up, man, and say, yeah, like that'd be cool, like that. I think that's a good start, is to get, you know, who's interested. We'd like to go out and do a, you know, and I'm not. But you
can't be fucking weird. If you're weird, don't.
Nah,
hit
bro.
me up,
You could be weird. I mean, hey, you could be in my pack.
Yeah, but no, but I'm not talking about weird. I'm talking about like clingy stalker weird. Like don't be like that.
Yeah.
Like that's all I meant.
Yeah.
You can be weird. I'm fucking weird. Yeah. You know what I mean? We're all fucking weird. Oh man. That'd be awesome, bro. Cool. That'd be really cool.
I think it'd be a good time. Yeah, that was something that, you know, and obviously like I still have visions of doing like sober excursions and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like I'd like to do some whitewater rafting and do some backpacking and, you know, go out into the woods and do some yoga, man, and you know, do a little meditation. Yeah. For sure. I think that'd be fucking rad.
You know what I got? I had mentioned to you earlier before we even started any of this stuff, this madness wreck of a podcast we're doing right now.
I love it.
But you had mentioned the emotional weeds, right? Episode 227. And I had mentioned that I was thinking of that episode specifically just the other day. So the last couple of weeks, I've been traveling a lot for work. I was in Fresno all week. I was in SAC. I was in San Jose. And I was busy. And I got back home and, you know, and then on top of all that, all the other shit, right?
Yep.
Sober guy stuff. We got some other business stuff we're working on right now that we're going to announce soon, which is actually, I'm really stoked about it. Being a dad, being a husband, all the stuff, all life stuff, right? So my mind is constantly going. And I got back home and I got in about 5:15. It was hot as fuck out. And the kids and Jess were on the couch with the air on. It was nice and cool in here. And they were kind of doing their thing, right? And I could tell that they were fine and they were happy I was home. But I knew, number one, the lawn needed to be mowed. It was high because I'd been gone. And I needed to kind of wind down. I just drove, you know, and I was tired and shit. But at the same time, I didn't want to come in and just plop my fat ass on the couch. So I go, hey, guys, love you guys. Hugs. How is it? You know, talked for a few minutes. I go, I'm going to go outside and mow the lawn and shit, right? And so I went outside. I turned some Cody Jenks on. Dude, that album, Less Wise, is one of my favorite albums in the world, bro. That album is so dope.
Yep.
But beside the point, I put that on. I get my gloves on, throw my boots on, right?
Hold up. You wear gloves with your lawnmower?
I do.
Are you? Oh, you're that guy.
Okay. Well, hold on a second here. I'm going to justify it in just a second. Okay. I'm going to justify. I have two.
There's nothing wrong with wearing gloves when you push the lawnmower. I always thought it was just kind of like
a pussy thing.
Why the fuck you wearing gloves? But
that's a good point. It's valid. It's valid. But let me justify why. Okay. So number one, when I take the garbages out, there's sometimes spiders on the back of them. And so I'm a pussy and I don't want to get bit by a spider. So I'll put my gloves on. Okay. Number two, I pick weeds, which is where I was going with the story. So I mow the lawn. I go out and then there's weeds and I'm like, I could probably just whack them with the old weed whacker. But no, I got down and I started picking these fucking weeds.
Yeah.
And bro, the slowness of it, the stillness of it with a little bit of music in the background. And I know this sounds crazy or whatever, but just like feeling myself pulling the weed out of the ground. Dude, it slowed everything down for me. And it made me stop for a minute and it made my mind stop and it made me relax, bro. And it was the craziest, coolest thing. It was almost like a meditation session for, 20 minutes or whatever.
Yep.
I was going with the flow, bro. I was so in the flow of just picking these weeds, throwing them in a bucket. I wasn't doing much thinking, dude, little thoughts here and stuff, but It was great, bro. It was great. And so I thought of that episode, and then I realized too about how much doing things like that, no phones, no technology shit, nobody in my ear, not thinking, not talking, anything is just, it can be a form of meditation, walking, picking weeds, any of that kind of shit. You know what I mean? It was awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Yard work, for me is most definitely where I'm, kind of in my meditation zone. Aside from the morning practice that I do, on a regular basis, but there is something about that simplicity and just kind of being connected, and having mind on that simple task, right? Okay, so I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna pull that out, and it's really like I'm not trying to be funny or anything. It's really that simple, to kind of slow the mind down for sure, and especially when you come home from being gone for a week and you the first thing that you do, you pull up, you see the yard, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did too. Like, damn. Shit ain't gonna mow itself.
Yeah, but once you get into it, you know what I mean. I think for me, anyways, and if it's not, if you don't have a yard or if it's not, something that you're into, I think it's finding that mindless task.
Yeah.
Especially after a busy day or a busy week where you could just kind of like fucking pull yourself back and be like, fuck. And I obviously, like, I'm not an expert or anything like that. I wouldn't recommend going and sitting on the couch. You know what I mean? Because in that tiredness, or you're going to be drained, and before you know it, you're fucking asleep or whatever. I don't know. That may be a good thing too, but I think it's always good to kind of unwind the mind before you do go into fucking your night's rest. For sure.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's like, so I started playing softball on Thursday nights again with Chad and a bunch of the guys. So, and it's awesome because, quite a few of the guys, I used to play baseball with back in the day. We've all kind of stayed in touch, and obviously a lot of us have families now and we do our own thing, and I didn't play for a couple of years, and I'm able to get back out there now, dude, and it's been so fun in the last couple of weeks. And but we played a late game 2 weeks ago, a couple weeks ago, and it was like it started at 9:30, and it started late. I think it was supposed to start at 9:30. It didn't start till almost 10. I didn't get home till like after 11. And when you get home, it's so hard to just go to sleep right then. Like I think I stayed up till like 1 o'clock. Even if I tried to, I was tired. Even if I tried to come in and lay down, I would have just sat there and fucking toss and turn, my mind starts going and stuff. So I had to come in and just unwind a little bit. You know what I mean? Like just sit for a little bit. I think I watched some highlights of baseball or whatever. And just kind of like kick back and let my mind relax. Let me rephrase that. Let the mind relax. Let's talk about that a little bit. Separate?
Hold on. I just want to talk about, kind of, what that softball game, maybe it does for you. I think that a lot of times, we need that self-love and that self-care. We need to be able to go to these places and get our batteries kind of recharged. And it sounds like, softball for you, that's kind of what it does for you. It allows you to get, kind of put everything, maybe on the back burner a little bit and be around dudes that, some of them, some of you would know for fucking years. And just kind of hang out and fucking have a good time, give yourself some self-care. So that's, I think
no worry, bro. Free.
Yeah.
A little exercise, bro, if you want to call softball exercise. But that's totally right, bro. And I don't think I really even realized that until you just said that. Like I knew there was something there because I love baseball, but that's kind of my time where I can turn it off and and that's the other thing with baseball too. It's such a kid's sport. So like whenever I'm on a field, my first words were bat and ball, bro. Like, I have a lot of baseball love in my heart. And when I get on a field, I feel like a kid again.
Yeah.
Even at 38 years old, and so, some people say, why the fuck do you play softball? Softball sucks or whatever, right? Well, yeah, it's not baseball, but still, you still get that thing,
Yeah.
What's that for you? Do you have something that is it nature, backpacking?
Yeah, it's definitely nature.
But is there something that brings you back to your childhood that you can connect with now, or have you ever thought about that, or
Damn,
do you
bro,
think about it?
That's a good.
Yeah, because I'm just realizing that right now too as we're talking this out. Like baseball for me connects me back to me being a kid again, and I think a lot of the time when we grow up, we get all these responsibilities and all the shit, and we forget what it's like to be free when we were kids. And so if we can find something that we love to do that we can do as adults that we did when we were kids, we may be able to find like a connection there that frees us from that, even if it's for an hour on the fucking softball field.
Yeah, no, that's so true, dude. I think I know, like, I don't do it enough or often, I'm not an avid bicyclist, dude, but I think when I'm on my bike, you know what I mean? And kind of, like I'll stand up and pedal or I'll lean back with no hands, you know what I mean? It's like stuff that I wouldn't do on a regular, I wouldn't do that shit driving a car, right? So I do.
Let's try it driving a car next time.
Or take it off the little curb and kind of like pop a wheelie, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, dude, I still do that. And I think doing that shit is fucking super important for the mind.
Yeah. The bike is a good one, actually, too. The bike is really good. We went riding with my brother-in-law, Gary, and his buddy, Steve, and we were talking about that, about how, like, when I'm on this bike, I'm a kid again. Yeah. Because how many times we ride bikes, we're a kid again. Sure. And it takes you back there. It's so important. We should get some spandex. I
have some.
Do you?
Yeah.
I got to get some, dude. And let's go on a spandex tandem bike riding road down Alamo or like Merchant.
They don't have the padded seat in the butt. You know what I mean? But dude, it's so funny. Like, even when I take the dog for a walk, like when it's cold out, I'll wear my spandex under my shorts. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's kind of a look out here. You know what I mean? Like dudes that go to the gym, like they wear their spandex under their shorts, and I fall into that, dude. And they're fucking comfortable.
But I want to get spandex shorts though.
Oh, spandex
like
shorts.
Spandex
you want
shorts
the padded
that are no, not the padded butts, just the shorts. Maybe they have some checkers on the sides, like the 80s. Remember those ones? Yeah. Or they were neon striped down. Yeah. Maybe some cycling shoes we can click in. Maybe I can get a helmet. I have a helmet actually, and maybe like one of those tight collared spandex.
You have a helmet?
I do. I do wear the helmet. It depends. Some days I wear it. Some days I try to be cool and not wear it, which is completely dumb because if I crash, I'm going to break my head, and I can't. I'm too old to do that. But it depends actually where I'm riding at, and I need to go. I haven't been out in probably a month because the weather has been crappy. Well, it's been hot lately, but I'd like to go out and smash that thing around a little bit, go off some curbs in my spandex. Yeah. Don't pop a boner in those either, especially while you're riding. Bad idea. But the brain, the mind. What were you thinking about?
I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking about. I gotta go pee really bad.
Go take a leak, bro. Right. I can talk about nothing for a couple minutes. Let's just look on my phone. You know what? I had a question on here from I think a dude named Bryce. Let's see these real quick. Let's see. Where was it? It was one of the questions. Oh, it was the identity crisis question. So Bryce hit me up on Instagram. @real.soberguy, by the way. And I can't remember if I hit this up on... No, I don't think I addressed this on any of the other episodes. And we'll do it while we wait for Seth to come back from taking a leak. He asked... Yes. Tackling life... Okay, no, wait. I know you talked about your identity crisis when you had got out of treatment with the Wranglers and the hunting vest, but I've been hearing a lot of people talk about the pink cloud after treatment. Was your identity crisis your pink cloud? So, I think I did write back a little bit about this to him, but let's just talk about it anyways here. So I was under the impression that the pink cloud was a little bit different for me than an identity crisis. The identity crisis for me, and for those of you who don't know, was I got out of treatment. I went back home and I wore Wranglers and a hunting vest. And I feel like I've talked about this already. I probably have, but anyways, in any case, whatever. We'll talk about it again if that's the case. But I forget sometimes, man. We do this, talk about this shit. this recovery and this life and all this stuff like so often, which I love to do, by the way, but can tend to repeat myself sometimes. But anyways, wore Wranglers, hunting vest, was real confused. That itself for me was part of this new Shane that was kind of reborn, I guess, getting out of treatment and getting sober and trying to live this new lifestyle. There was just a lot of confusion there, a lot of unanswered questions, a lot of not knowing who I was or who I am at the time. And I think that was a lot different than a pink cloud for me. And let me explain real quick, to my understanding, what the pink cloud was. It was more of that high that you ride, that natural high of sobriety that you ride, where you're real up, you're stoked, you're excited about recovery in the first, 3 months, 6 months, even the year. And you hear a lot of people who go through this, and then a lot of people relapse after it because they get on this high and they think they got it and they think everything's all good, haven't drank or smoked or done dope for a year, and they're kind of riding on this pink cloud, and it kind of fall. So that's kind of the way I understand it. I think those were two different things for me. So Bryce, thanks for the question. Maybe Seth has a take on the pink cloud. Do you know how to describe the pink cloud? I think I just did my best to describe my take on it. Especially for someone.
I just took the longest not to.
Dude, I know that was a long ass piss, boy.
Oh,
like a fucking camel.
So yeah, read the question again.
Okay. All right. So Bryce said, I know you talked about your identity crisis when you got out of treatment with the Wranglers and the hunting vest, which I just explained a little bit. I've been hearing a lot of people talk a lot about the pink cloud after treatment. Was your identity crisis your pink cloud? So basically what I was saying, just real quick, was, to me, my identity crisis was completely different of how I understand what the pink cloud is. I didn't understand the pink cloud as being anything to do with an identity crisis. That was something different. And I don't know that I experienced it myself.
Yeah. So, I mean, for me personally, I don't know that I was ever on that I was ever on the pink cloud.
Yeah.
But more importantly, I think, dealing with just straight up life, like serious life instances, sober kind of were hard for me at the very beginning. You know what I mean? I didn't have like oh my God, I'm fucking sober. Like, this is great. I feel awesome. You know what I mean? I know that, actually I take that back. Maybe my pink cloud was like, there was a long time, probably 6 or 7 months, that I was like very comfortable being newly sober. Like, I wasn't going to drink. Like, this is fucking great. You know what I mean? Until, life, kind of took a turn, you know what I mean? And that's when it was like, oh shit. Like, I don't feel that anymore. I don't feel confident in my fucking sobriety anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of, and I can't really talk for other people, but that's what I kind of see the pink cloud is that after, you're newly sober, or you get out of treatment, or you're going strong, you know what I mean? There's nothing that could take you down. And then you have that moment where something comes up and it's like, oh fuck. Like, I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know how to handle this. Like,
that's good, dude.
I'm going to fucking drink. Like, I want to drink. And I think that's what I already said that, but I think that's what that pink cloud is, where you go from that. And they said in treatment, it's that I'm fine. I'm fucked. I think that's kind of where it is, where it's like, oh fuck, I don't know how to deal with this. The only way I know how to deal with this is either to drink or use. But I can't do that anymore. And you get kind of that, for me, it was like anxiety, you know what I mean? Like, I can't fucking deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a super, super good question. I'd love to hear, what other people, kind of call that pink cloud.
Yeah, because I remember hearing about it in treatment too. They talked a lot about that. I remember David specifically talking about it. And I don't even know if he referenced it as the pink cloud, but I just always remember him saying, like, you will forget, and you'll get you'll forget how bad it was because you'll be feeling so good, and then that drives a lot of people back out to relapse, you know. So that, I guess, that vigilance is pretty key. And you know, when I think about it now too, being one of the, you know, to my knowledge, and I don't know, I'm 95% confident that this is correct, but I can't be 100% because I haven't talked to every single person. But from what I've heard and went back and talked to people, I'm the only one who's still sober out of that class, or at least has been consistently sober since we got out.
Oh, wow.
Out of 35 other people in there. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, those, and I'm not saying that to pet my balls or anything. I'm just saying, like, from a statistics standpoint of people who go into treatment and try to seek help, the statistics show that it's not, the success rate is not very good. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy, bro.
Yeah, for sure. And there, like, dude, there's been many instances that I could have gone and gotten fucked up or high or drunk or whatever, you know, however you want to call it. But, you know, I think something that's huge is surrounding yourself with people that are going to fucking hold you accountable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for me, you know, for the longest time, I was so worried about letting, you know, my wife down, my mom down for sure. You know, my dad. I think that, you know, having those people around me and being accountable to them kind of kept me sober for the longest time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even to this day, like, I would hate to have to come home and be like, hey, you know, like, I drank a couple beers today. You know what I mean?
Totally. That would suck.
But
bro.
I think it's huge. You know what I mean? You know, and not to sound like a broken record, right? But surrounding yourself with good people kind of keeps you in that mindset of, you know.
Do you know how many times I've heard that? I think it's huge.
How many times? Hey, that's one thing that I say a lot. Like, oh, bro, that's fucking huge. I think that's
what
huge.
you said.
Yeah.
You know what I just realized, bro? My fucking bed is sitting right next to me right now, and I don't have a bed to sleep on.
Yeah, you can't even sleep on it.
No, literally, my bed, my mattress, and box spring is sitting right next to us right now because we're in my living room tonight recording, and I have our whole room gutted out. Well, kind of gutted out because I'm going to lay some flooring in there tomorrow. Oh, boy. That's what's on the agenda. Put your flooring hat on, Raymer.
Yeah, home improvement weekend for the Rain Man.
Home improvement. Rain Man. Yeah, Chad used to say Rain Man all the time.
What's up, Rain Man?
Shane and Troy too. Troy used to say Rain Man, actually. I think even just as much, if not more. Shane Ranger.
What's up, Juan? Where you at, son?
Mac Juan.
Mac
Juan's
Juan.
dope. I still see him frequently, or not frequently, but occasionally was the word I meant. What else is up, dude? It's 11:30. Are we almost done or what? I think so. We got about.
Yeah, bro. I think
we're gonna wrap it up here.
2 hours past my bedtime.
I know,
bro. I just want to say, man, like, not to stroke you or whatever, you know what I mean, but I want to thank you for what you do. What that Sober Guy does, what it's done for me, what it's doing for fucking millions of other people out there. You're doing fucking good shit, and like, it was awesome to come back.
Thank you, bro. I'm so glad to have you back.
Whether we only talked about fucking recovery or whatever, you know, a little bit, like, it was just fun to come back and fucking talk. And, you know, obviously, like, when you ask me, like, bro, what's up? We need to do a podcast. Like, I come up with all this fucking great shit to talk, you know, to say in my head. But no one, you know what I mean? Like, no one gives a fuck. Like, they don't care. You know what I mean? Like,
I got you.
What I'm doing or whatever. I think it's just more important that, you know, we just bring normalcy to, you know, the struggle, the daily struggle that we deal with. You know, obviously for me, with the time that I have, like, I don't sweat that I'm gonna, you know, drink again or that I want to drink again. I think that, you know, some of that, and knowing that I could, if I didn't continue, you know, being mindful of my sobriety and what it means to me. But I think it's super important just to have these fucking, you know, I'm gonna call it kind of a shit show, right? Where we just come on and fucking shoot the shit and do some podcast or do some prank calls and talk to the homies that are at a party like that. This is fucking real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, dude, it was super fun. Like I greatly appreciate it, bro. And you know, obviously, you know that I'm, you know, probably you're one of your biggest fans, bro. And I love what you guys are doing. It's fucking great,
dude. Thank you, man. And I'm super pumped to have you back, you know, on. And it happened just how it was supposed to and just when it was supposed to. And so that was part of it, man. You've been through a lot, dude. I'm sorry, but you've been going through all that shit. Like I know it hasn't been easy for you or Jay, you know, or your family or anything, man. And Jess and I just love you, dude, so much. And we're glad to see you, you know, kind of having these new experiences and doing things the way that you want to do them and all that stuff, bro. So and two, I really felt tonight, like, even, I don't know if you could tell just the mood I was in earlier when you came over. I didn't feel like we were going to sit down and have this serious it's not right. It just wasn't time, or it just didn't feel like I felt like tonight was a night to kick it and have a good time and just fuck off a little bit and just be ourselves. You know what I mean? Take us back to when we were 12 years old. And like, that's actually, this is fucking coming full circle, which is great right now. Take us back to that feeling of when we were kids again, pulling that out, dude. That's what makes me feel the freest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have all these responsibilities and stress and I need to do this and that and this and that. Like, fuck all that. Life's too short for that shit. So dude, yeah, that's good stuff. And then the other thing I wanted to remind you too, and remind everyone out there listening right now, and I promise you I was thinking this when I was pulling staples out of the fucking room floor earlier before you said what you said, is that you inspired me to start this shit, bro. By getting sober yourself. And that's how this program works for everyone out there listening, man, is that, you know, you see somebody, you see what they have, you see what they're doing, whether it's one of your best homies or a complete stranger, and you want that, and you're willing to do what it takes to get that. And so I knew I had a problem, obviously. I knew there was some things that I needed to change in my life, and I saw you doing it. And that alone said, well, man, if Seth can do it, I can fucking do it. So, you know, if you're listening out there right now, you know, that's a little hope for you too, man. Find someone out there that you see doing it and that you want, man, and chase that shit. Ask them how they did it. Get in touch with them. Talk to them a little bit. Go to some meetings, you know, get in community, get in a group, go to whatever. But get out there and you find that fucking dog. Adam Sandler, baby. Adam Sandler, Billy Madison. But I love you, man. Thank you, bro, for inspiring me.
I appreciate that, bro. And you know, you wouldn't have your sobriety without all the work that you put in, man. Like, I've just been kind of a, you know, that billboard sign on the side of the freeway, like, oh yeah, that's fucking cool. You know what I mean? Like, you're amazing, bro. You put in a shit ton of work and continue to do it, dude. And you know, to the newcomer out there, man, like, it's not easy at first, man, and it may not be easy, you know, year 2 or 3, but I'm here to tell you that, you know, with the work and the continuous work that you have to get in, it just comes second nature, and it does get easier, and it does get fucking better. Yeah. You know, and I'll just kind of leave with this, and this is something that, you know, Dave told us at As Your Acres today, man. If no one told you that they love you today, I love you.
I love it, bro. It's good stuff right there. Well, dude, thanks again, Seth. And we'll let you know when our upcoming proctology exams are. We'll be sure to post that up. Check us out at thatsoberguy.com. Connect us on Instagram at realthatsoberguy and at Shane Raymer on Twitter. Peace, love, and respect, and keep your blood clean.
To keep my head on straight, I've been trying to keep my head on straight. I've been trying to keep my head on straight. You still say that I don't know anything about you. Oh, I don't know anything about you, but I know what you do in the back room. And you still say that I don't know anything about you.